is up and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're recapping the playoffs, at least two games. We already talked about the Nuggets on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it if that's what you want to hear about. This one's going to be about the Rockets and the Hawks. Now, I still haven't done the Raptors strictly because I do not believe this will be a very interesting series. The Cavs are just a better team in general. But moving on, we're going to talk about the Lakers here. The Lakers completely, with no Luka and Reeves, destroyed the Rockets. And KD was out, yes, but that shouldn't have mattered. The half-court offense was bad. They were fouling a lot. The half-court defense couldn't get set. They have one of the best half-court defenses in the league. They couldn't get set. The the offensive ability of Sengun and Amen Thompson is ridiculous. You know, with no KD, you're supposed to be that number one guy, which is the reason they traded Green over Sengun, and he didn't look like the number one guy. Today, Sengun had 19, 8, and 6. You know, you listen, that don't sound too bad on horrible, horrible shooting percentages with 3 turnovers and 5 personal fouls. A man 17, 7, and 7. He did good on the defense part. I will give. He played with a lot of effort. He had 38% from the field, shot 38%. Jabari shot 35% from the field. Reed had 17 points on 30% from the field. 6 for 20 from the field in general, 5 for 14 from 3. I like how comfortable he's trying to get with the shooting, but he was just throwing stuff up at this point. It was ridiculous. You know, he couldn't create his own shot, and then he would just chunk something up. And sometimes it fell 5 times out of the 14. And then you go on the other side where you have, 41-year-old Bron. He had 8 assists in the first quarter. He finished the game with 19, 8, and 13, 60% from the field. He's making the right pass. He wasn't even the start of the game. It was Luke Kennard who finished with 27 points, 69% from the field, and perfect from 3, 5 for 5. That team played so well. DeAndre Ayton played well. He did everything he could, rebounding. Jackson Hayes came in. You know, he had some personal foul issues, but he was playing with hustle. So was Ayton. They had a couple blocks. You had the Lakers in general just outplay the Rockets on every level. The Lakers shot 60% from the field, 52% from the three. They only took 19 threes, but made 10 of them. They shot 65% from the free throw line. It was pretty good. The Rockets shot 37% from the field, 33% from three, which you already know they struggle with that. They shot 33 threes, only made 11. They shot 68% from the free throw line, which, I kind of find that I see it as a win because last year, if you watched the Golden State series, they really did struggle with the free throw shooting. And along with this season, early and mid-season, they were really struggling with the free throws. So, it was free throw shooting, okay. But then you start going deeper. You watch the game. If you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about, and then you look at the stats, it doesn't make sense. The Rockets had 21 offensive rebounds. That's so many second chance points that they could not capitalize on. They are one of the best. They are the best rebounding team, the best offensive rebounding team. You would look at the Lakers; they only had 3. This game didn't even feel close. They started off. The Lakers went on a crazy little run. The Rockets were coming back, but it just didn't feel like this game was gonna be close at all. Even if you were looking at the score, it just you could see the gap between these teams, and you could see where the lack of shooting really comes in. The lack of not having a point guard. I don't not understand why. This year you don't have Fred VanVleet. James Harden wanted to come to Houston. You didn't want to trade for Houston. You didn't want to trade him to get him. You don't give Reece Shepard the game experience he needs. Having him come off the bench, not giving him the starting role as the point guard position. You're giving him in, but going to the playoffs, you're gonna start him a lot. He needs to be able to play. And this makes no sense. Ime Udoka completely got outcoached by JJ Redick. It was a ridiculous game for the Rockets. But on the Lakers side, they played phenomenal. A lot of people didn't have them winning it. They won it. Like, that's just what it was. Like, they played amazing, and it was nobody else's fault. I mean, they did great. The Rockets' defense looked lazy sometimes in transition. Like I said, they can't shoot, clogging up the paint. You have Sengun on the floor with Amen Thompson, where Amen can't drive in because they could sag off Sengun. It didn't look good. You had Jared Vanderbilt at one point hitting threes. this is what the game was coming down to. Marcus Smart played amazing. The Lakers just completely outplayed. They outcoached the Rockets in this series, or not the series, this game one. And from reports that I saw, KD might not even come for game two because there's difference. He said there's difference playing with a little bit of pain, but not being able to move or being stiff changes the game a lot, especially. So we don't even know if KD will come back, and I do not trust this team to win one or steal one on the road or even potentially win one at home. There's so much that has to go right. The shot has to be falling. They have to be consistent, which I don't see happening. Like I said, if you watch my Western Conference prediction, I said that they were going to out rebound the Lakers, which is what they did. They just couldn't capitalize here. And with no KD, you really saw the struggles of the outside shooting, where they were able to really focus in or blitz a player. So this was a really good game for the Rockets. The Lakers played phenomenal, and if you're a Lakers fan, you could be pretty happy. If KD don't come back, you could for sure get out the first round. And that's really all I can say. This team and I know it sounds a little crazy. Like, I am a Rockets fan, which is why this one is making me more mad because they couldn't do what they were supposed to. They couldn't take care of business. That's it. And I don't think they're gonna be able to do it next game either. But we get a break from them because tomorrow we got good games coming up. But now I want to talk about the Knicks game. Let's get into that one. Getting into this Hawks game, I don't think we're gonna take a lot of time here, strictly because I think that the Knicks should be winning in five. Um, Based on the performances on the New York Knicks side, Jalen Brunson obviously had a Jalen Brunson game. He did amazing in the first quarter. I think he had like 13, 14 in the first on his own. No, it was above that. I remember him seeing him have 15. He was playing phenomenal, and I think the deciding factor in this series is going to be Cat, right? Because Jalen Brunson doing that is like a Jalen Brunson game. If Cat if he can play consistently, the Knicks will have no problem just going through this series. Josh Hart also came up big. He had 11 and 14 rebounds. Cat had finished with 25, 8 and 4, shooting 46% from the field, and Brunson had 28, 5 and 7, shooting 40. So they played just fine. But on the Hawks side, their leading scorer being CJ McCollum is not something that should be happening. I know he's the veteran guard with the playoff experience, but that's not what you would be expecting from the Hawks. He did finish with 26 on 55% shooting. Jalen Johnson had 23, shot 42% from the field. It was all right, but what really needs to happen here is Nickeil Alexander-Walker needs to get something. Well, I know it's the first game, so a little overreaction, but he shot 35% from the field. Not something you really want to see. And then in the third quarter wasn't his best. He shot like made like 1 for 5 in that quarter. It just wasn't the best overall game for him. And this is where the playoffs really make or break a player, right? You see him in the regular season, that little win streak they go on. Everyone's like, oh, you looking like your cousin, you looking like SJ, you doing fine. And, you get into your first playoff game and it just doesn't go, or this playoff game where you're considered to be that guy for a scorer, right? To take the pressure off Jalen Johnson and CJ McCollum. I mean, you only give 17 on 35%. Not the best. I do think that the Hawks will get one game in Atlanta. You're obviously going to have a game where Jalen Johnson and uh, Walker go crazy. CJ McCollum, if he plays like this, it really just going to depend on the rest of the team. How they're going to do. Having Dyson Daniels, he just feels like an offensive liability on the floor too, but defense is good. He was doing every passing. He finished with 11 assists, 9 rebounds. He was doing just fine. I think what's going to come down to it is how this Atlanta Hawks team offensively how they're going to play. That's all it's going to come down to, right? Because like I said, you had these guys in the regular season that were playing so well. But I do think the Knicks should take care of business pretty easily, which is why I didn't want to spend too much time on this team. I don't really see it. It's the same reason I haven't talked about the Toronto Raptors yet, because I don't think they're gonna make that series competitive. Like, it was competitive for that series in the first half, completely fell off in the second. You have the best backcourt duo over there. So the Hawks game and the Cavs game, I'm probably gonna report on a little less because strictly I do not think those will be that interesting of series. I expect them to finish them in five. So just to talk about the Hawks game, that's about it. But really, this video is more about the Rockets. But the playoffs in general, day one, it was amazing. I think the best game of the night was the Nuggets. So, like I said, if you haven't seen the Nuggets game, y'all go ahead and go check out the channel. It's on there. But yeah, if you're still here, you enjoy the video, go ahead and like, comment. Like, I'm trying to grow the channel. You know, we only don't talk basketball here. Football season's coming up. Baseball's here. I don't know if y'all would want to watch or hear about baseball, but football's coming up. We still got basketball playoffs. We're just doing fine. We're gonna grow this channel. We're gonna keep talking basketball. My fault. And yeah, we got more playoff games tomorrow. I will be reporting on those. Tomorrow we got the 76ers, Celtics, the Suns, and Thunder. We're probably not going to report on that one. We got Magic and Pistons, which not sure about that one. Blazers and Spurs. We're gonna report 76 and Celtics. The other three, depending how it looks, probably not. But thank you for watching. Like I said, like, subscribing. I appreciate it.